Welcome back to the Daily Crisis. Today we've been graciously given the Valkyrie on Endil and Warriors 3 box to review. So let's waste no time and jump right into it. Valkyrie on Endil comes in with a 4-3-3 defensive stat line. She's a 4-threat character with 6 stamina, size 4 on a large base, and she moves medium. Starting with her first attack, it's a range 2 5-dice builder. On a hit trigger, she can advance small, and she gains power equal to damage dealt. It's some solid mobility bake right into her builder. Her second attack is where things really start to heat up. It's a range 3 4-dice attack, but if she's already moved this turn, it adds 3 dice. So now you're talking about a range 3 7-dice attack. That's serious damage potential. It also has a wild trigger for Vault, letting you place within 2 of the enemy after the attack is resolved. It's a big pressure attack that you'll probably be using most times. Now her Spender, a range 3 5-dice, costs 4 power, but here's the kicker. It adds dice equal to the enemy's threat value. So, if you're attacking a 5-threat character, you're throwing 10 dice for 4 power. She very clearly is designed to punish high-threat models, and on a hit trigger, she can hand out stagger. That's extremely strong. Utility-wise, she's loaded. For 3 power, she can take flight and place within 2 of her current position. On a large base, that is a ton of repositioning and board control. For 2 power, she has Need a Lift. When she moves, she can spend 2 power to place an allied character size 3 or less within 2 of their current position. That's fantastic support mobility. She also has Guardian of Valhalla. Whenever an allied character is dazed or KO'd, she removes 1 damage and 1 special condition from herself and gains a power. That gives her some real staying power. And of course, she's an Asgardian, gaining 2 power in the power phase. Model-wise, this might be one of the best models I've ever seen. She's flying with the Bifrost beneath her, and she has a base made specifically for her. She's an absolute blast to paint, and honestly, this is a fantastic addition to any collection. Now, let's move on to the Warriors 3. They've got a 3-3-3 defensive stat line, 5 stamina on both sides, and are a 3-threat character that moves small. Their first attack is a range 2 5-dice builder that gains power equal to damage dealt and has a wild stun trigger. Nice and efficient. Their second attack is a range 3 4-dice, and after the attack is resolved, they gain a power. It also has 2 strong triggers, a wild bleed and a wild hit pierce. Their Spender is a range 2 4-dice for 4 power, and just like Valkyrie and Endil, it adds dice equal to the target's threat value. But what really makes this attack unique is its trigger, 2 skulls and a wild. If you hit that, the defender suffers an additional 3 damage on top of whatever you're already dealing. That's massive. However, they gain stagger. If you pair them with Thor, Hero Prince of Asgard, to help mitigate that stagger through his leadership, that can make this Spender even more interesting. Now for their superpowers. Strike 1 for Volstagg costs 2 power and lets them make a 0-cost attack targeting an enemy within range 2. After the attack, if they rolled any skulls, they suffer 1 damage. Risk reward, but solid for action efficiency. Their clapback, My Steel Shall Strike for Thee, lets them use their Flynn Dark Blue attack against an enemy that attacked them after the attack is resolved. Always love reactive damage. And finally, Grim Resolve. After suffering damage from an enemy attack, they can move small towards the attacker and remove 1 damage from themselves. That keeps them in the fight longer and helps with durability. And again, they have the Asgardian superpower for 2 power in the power phase. The model is awesome itself. All 3 warriors on 1 custom base made specifically for them. I painted them first, then assembled them afterwards. They look fantastic on the tabletop. Now let's take a look at the team tactic cards in this box. First up, and honestly my favorite card in this box, is Deeds Worthy of Song. The way this card works is you're given a list of deeds to accomplish during the game, and if you complete 2 of them, you score 2 victory points, so let's go through each one. The first deed is Slay the Monster. You need to KO an enemy 5-threat or higher character. That's very doable, especially with pieces like Valkyrie who are clearly designed to hunt high-threat models. Next up is Drive Out the Invaders, where you have to daze or KO 2 enemy models with throws during 1 character's activation. Now, with the collision damage changes, everything dealing 3, this one is definitely tougher to pull off consistently. Then we have Ragnarok. This triggers if 3 of your allies were dazed or KO'd in 1 round. This one feels very thematic and honestly kind of fun. It gives you a way to bounce back after a really rough turn. And lastly, Protect the Small. For this one, an allied character has to daze or KO 2 enemy characters within range 2 of a character with 2 threat or less. What makes this interesting is that Asgard doesn't have an affiliated 2-threat character, so you'll have to splash someone in. Luckily, there are great options like Wong who can help you enable this. Overall, this card is very cool, very fun, and very powerful. It feels fair. Next up is Ride of the Valkyries, and this one really pushes you towards playing both versions of Valkyrie together. During Valkyrie on Endil or Brudenheid's activation, one or both of them can spend 4 power to play this card. If they do, they immediately drop any objective tokens they're holding, then they place within 3 of their current position. After the placement, they get to make an attack that costs 0 power. So first, you get the range 3 place, which on Valkyrie and Endil's large base is huge repositioning. Then you follow it up with the free attack, and since it doesn't cost an action to play this card, you're effectively gaining extra efficiency on top of the mobility. When you combine that range 3 place with something like Brudenheid's charge, you're threatening a massive portion of the board. I do think 4 power is a little bit too expensive, but this card absolutely makes me want to run both Valkyries on the same team. Moving on, we've got Warrior's Oath, which is another really interesting reactive piece. Here's how it works. When another allied Asgard character makes an attack, after it's resolved, if the Warriors 3 are within range 3, they can spend anywhere from 2 to 6 power to play this card. Once you do, place the Warriors 3 within one of that allied character. Then, for every 2 power spent, you choose one of these 3 effects, so let's break those down. First is Flanjar's Bidding Wit. You give an enemy within 2 shock and stun. And honestly, handing out stun without needing to deal damage is a big deal, especially if the original attack didn't do that much damage. Next is Hogun's Elixir of Recovery. This lets an allied character within 2 to heal 2 damage. With Asgardians having those larger health pools, that little bit of healing can really add up. And finally, Volstag's Courage. You choose 2 allies within 2 of the Warriors 3, and they each gain a power. This one's a bit more niche, but Asgardians are often balanced around strong 3-cost superpowers. Just out of reach of their normal power generation, so in the right moment, this could be absolutely clutch. And the last card in this box is Warrior's Frenzy. When Valkyrie on Endil dazes or KOs an enemy character after the attack is resolved, she can spend 3 power to play this card. First, she advances small, so you get a little bit of extra positioning. Then she can choose either an interactive terrain feature or enemy character size 3 or less within range 2 and throw at medium. So you're getting movement plus the throw stapled onto a daze or KO. That said, I think this card is alright. It would have been stronger before the throw damage changes, and Valkyrie already has a lot of ways to spend her power. It's not a must-take, but in the right scenario, it can definitely do a lot of work. This box retails for $59.99 USD, which comes around to $30 per mini. This is one of the more expensive boxes out there, but you have to remember that this box has 2 of the biggest models ever put out there, and their character designs are so much fun to put on the table. That's going to wrap up our look at the Valkyrie on Endil and the Warriors 3. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.